automatically focus आ जाएगा. Do not plan your anything that you do, because you cannot plan. That is another thing that you will learn when you do your retrospection. There are a lot of things that I planned, yet things went awry. There are a lot of things that I planned and yet it went according to the plan, but it got changed in subsequent time frames. It changed, right? You're not the planner at all. You will just give up planning. You are the poorest of planners. We kid ourselves when we say that we are going to be planning. So when you sit before Bhagavan, and we do the chanting that is happening, that is there. Even when we are chanting, sometimes the mind will go. Ignore the mind, don't worry about it. Thoughts will come and go. Let it happen. Let it happen, let it go. जब बचपन में, when the child is throwing tantrums, sometimes if you keep on doing that, the tantrums will keep on increasing. If you ignore it, थोड़ा बार के बाद बच्चा जो है, she will cry for some time and then.
That's true. That's I have seen funnily weird. You know that America's funny tricks.
Yeah.
Funniest tricks. I saw a little baby. He was trying to, moving things, dropping things in front of his mom and looking how is my mom paying attention or not.
Yeah.
And when she stopped, he noticed that she's not paying attention. He stopped doing it. So nobody's paying attention while I'm doing it.
Same thing with the mind. Mind is like a child. Mind is one of the things that we have been provided with. We have to be the masters of our mind. Meditation helps, chanting helps. Those are so many things that is there, that you do. Those are, and then you quieten the mind. And don't keep a goal that I've got to quieten the mind, because the moment you said that,
the mind will do more.
Tsunami has come in the mind. It has its own plan now. Just don't make any plans. You want to go chant, you want to do it, just do it. Bring in the spontaneity. What else? Today is good. I am happy. We had an hour and a half. Earlier, we for those of us who are new, we've been meeting once a month.
Sundays,
yeah. Sunday evenings. And then we said, okay, let's meet twice a month. And today is the first day, so the email went in a little late. So we're trying to meet on the second and the fourth Saturday of every month from 5:30 to 7, hour and a half. That's why I said today is a small group. No questions are barred, because if there is a question that is there, it's a quest that is there, and it's a dialogue. And then normally I will have some topics that, based on the question that is coming in, we'll talk about it. And then I always give half an hour or so that we can have a good conversation. Because we're always pressured into saying, oh, maybe this is not appropriate, or that's not appropriate, we're going to do this, we are in the temple. All those things will just fall apart. And the prayers that you do, the temple visit that you have, it all gets energized even more, because it becomes special. That kind of a thing. So that's the intent behind the conversations that I'm having here. I have these conversations pretty much quite often. The idea is, how do I integrate the material pursuit, my spiritual quests, how do I all integrate it all together? And how do I have a fulfilling, harmonious life that I can lead? That's the intent. And I'll share, I'm not afraid to share my misgivings or my own, because we learn. And it is out of only experiences that we can really learn from our own and move forward. That's the goal there. Yes, please.
So when you decided to do a retrospection of your life, was it at any point of, did you say, okay, from now on I'm going to do retrospection, or how did you start doing it?
Okay, for me it happened spontaneously. I was in the doldrums, the worst situations of my life. And at that time is when I started questioning a lot of things. And I was a regular devotee, I prayed until then. I'm under the umbrella of my parents. You go and pray and all those things. But then now Now instead of me cursing and saying, oh Bhagavan, why did you do all these things to me? My question was, tell me why. Guide me. And that's what started this trigger. I started looking at my life, why certain things happened. And then slowly that started to extrapolate. So I did not even plan this. So what I am sharing with you was not something that was taught or anything like that. When I started looking at this, until then I have read Bhagavad Gita, people would have told me so many other things and all those things. When these things started to happen, I would say this happened like in 93, 94. 1993, 94. It started then. And then slowly, it took me like 3, 4, 5 years going through this. It's not like I would sit down and I'll say, whatever, if sometimes when I'm driving, that thought will come. You know, I did this, I did that. You know, that puzzle. It's just basically putting the pieces of the puzzle together and why they are all interconnected with each other. Those kind of things started to happen. There were some things that happened just as recently that I connected that when I was like 8 years old. That kind of connection. So it will be very haphazard. But the idea why I'm now sharing this is now you make it as a you initiate this thought process is because you have to come to the conclusion that there are no ups and downs in life. You have to come to a conclusion. Intellectually right now you're understanding it. Emotionally you have to connect it. When you connect intellect and emotions together, you have come full circle. There are a lot of things we understand in our life intellectually. Emotionally we are not able to connect to it. There are a lot of things we understand emotionally. Intellectually we are not able to connect it. When the connection completely happens, at that time you come full circle.
You talk about what, connecting why this happened, that happened, but what if something not happening in your life? How do you rationalize that?
Not happening in your life? Or on a futuristic basis?
Or present or future, like, you're working so hard to get that position, but
Okay.
you don't see it coming, and you don't see it coming for a very long time,
Okay.
but you're working so hard for it.
Okay.
So how do you make sense
So
of it?
let's take, I'll give you a real life example.
You're trying to have a child and you can't have the child.
Correct. So let me give you a real life example. There was this couple who were going on a motorcycle from Bombay to Pune. If you're familiar with that area, it's a very mountainous region, very curvy region, Khandala. Are you familiar with India?
Not that.
Okay. So basically imagine that you are going through a mountainous region with a lot of landslides happening and things like that. And on the way, what happens is in the motorcycle that the tire blows out. And they are going in to attend some function that's happening further down, and they get delayed, and so they're very upset they're not able to do that. And then they get the tire fixed, and right now the mind right now is, oh my God, I've missed all those things that's happening. They're very unhappy about it. Further down as it's happening, they found out that there was a very, very bad landslide that happened. And that in which situation there was multiple accidents that took place and a lot of people died and also got injured. So when they reached, so fast forward, now they reached from here in the time frame on a mountain, and they came and reached over here. At that time they see that. And now what's happening is the mind now says, thank God I was not there, otherwise I would have been in that situation. Now the mind feels happy. Like this kind of a situation happens in our life day in and day out. We forget about it. And hence the reason why our mind goes up and down, based on the information that's happening. When you do your retrospection from today on to your back, when you look at all the ups and downs that is happening, what will happen is, it will become a game. We always say life is a game. Now you will play the game. You will say, today on I started retrospecting it, 6 months goes by, Today my mind is saying, I'm not getting a job. You know what? Let me see.
Right.
Let me see. Whether my mind is saying bad. So let's say this is now March 2012. 2014 or 2012, let's put this as say December, 6 months. And there is a layoff, this position gets eliminated. So you will go back and you will say, now I'm watching my life real time, because in March of 2012 I said, I'm going to now look at my life, I'm going to say, my system tells me I didn't get the job, man, I'm really, really disappointed. Let me see.
Right.
Now you're observing your life real time and you will say, whoa, thank God. Once you have this many data points happening in your life, at that point you will say, there are no ups and no downs in life. Take my own example, right? 3 years ago I came into the senior management position. 3 years after that there was a reorganization that is happening and I'm out. So when 3 years ago, when people congratulated me, I said I don't want I never congratulate anybody. I always give my good wishes. I never congratulate. I said I will take your good wishes, not your congratulations, because congratulations means I'm supposed to be at a high. 3 years later on, I'm out. Should I feel unhappy? No. I'm out. I was in for a reason, I'm out for a reason. For some reason I was born, for some reason I shall die. Take that extreme example, build that into your day-to-day life, your life shall become beautiful. If you're not having a child, for example, somebody, they pray for children nahi aa raha hai. We don't know how the child may turn out. The child may turn out with poor health, that shall fundamentally alter the lifestyle of your family. You never know. But till you do this retrospection, you will always attribute, or you'll always try to say, maybe because it's not happening, maybe you'll stop giving reasons. Until then you'll start giving reasons. When that retrospection and you settle down in your life happens, you'll stop giving reasons for anything and everything that happens in your life. If it didn't happen, so be it. If it happened, so be it.
So if there's a decision that you're still struggling with that you made in your past?
Okay, good question. She talked about decisions in the past. Remember, always, any decision that you took in the past, out of the 3 alternatives or the 4 alternatives, you always took the best decision, the best alternative. Only a person out of his mind will say, I'm going to go with my second-rate decision. Never ever. So when you're thrown up and down in your life, it's because when you go and question your decision that happened March of 2000.
When the stock market crashed.
Stock market crashed, whatever the crash. At that point, you took the best decision that was there available to you. How can you go back 10 years back or 3 years back or 2 years back and say, oh, you know what, that decision was not right? That means you're questioning yourself. When you question yourself, what will happen is your self-esteem, your confidence, everything will take a blow. And you're supposed to be performing at full 100% efficiency and productivity. That will all fall apart. So please do not question your decisions, but learn from the turn of events that have happened. I'm not asking you to ignore the whole thing. You learn from those certain things that have happened and then improve upon it further down, but never ever question your decisions. Because why? You always took, out of the 3 or 4 alternatives that were given to you, you always took the best decision that was relevant to you at that point in time, given the situation that you were aware of. If I'm going to be having this layoff problem, would I ever do that? I would not do it. I'll never.
But you look happier. Maybe you feel God has done, like God has something better for you in future, like you'll be doing something better for the society and for yourself, which will make you more content.
वो भी नहीं है. भगवान ये जो है, देह जो है, जो भगवान जो ये जो बॉडी जो आपने दिया है वो आपका है. It's yours. प्रकृति. Work through it. Whatever you do, it shall happen. The concept of good and evil will also diminish, will fade away. There is no good, there is no evil. That's another very counterintuitive concept.
I would like to share one of my cousin's story. He was walking on the down, like night walk after dinner, and one truck hit him. And he was in ICU for 40 days. Like his family was praying, his wife is crying, all families there for 40 days, praying, like God save him. After 40 days, doctor says we can't save him. Then doctor says if he would have saved him, he would not have a normal life. He would be paralyzed, he would be mentally paralyzed or physically paralyzed. So when you would see him, you would say, oh, it would be better if he would have died. So just think that way, that it is better for him that he died.
Correct.
If he would be saved, then he would be having a worse life than this.
Correct.
So that's why, okay, whatever happened is good for him at least.
Correct.
Not good for you, you are crying, he went away, but it's good for him. He's not suffering anymore.
Okay. It's very funny. When people die, we always are very selfish. We always are looking from our perspective. Oh, why did he go? He had so many things to do for me. I'd have had enjoyed so much. But we never ever said, thank God, Bhagwan, you took him away, otherwise he or she would have suffered. And instead of reminiscing, remembering the beautiful moments that we have had with that individual, we are anguished and we spend our time in agony. Very, very, very counterintuitive it is again. The reason why I bring these things up, normally people will not talk about death and all those kind of things, is when those things happens, we are very ill prepared how to face it. We can only talk now when our minds are a little settled. And we take that extreme example and then we extrapolate that to numerous other so-called down situations of our life. We are able to then deal with it better. And then once the fine line merges between the good and bad, that merging happens, after that you don't need any more guidance. You don't need any more. You just go through it, go through life, because life is a river. You shall flow. You stop anywhere, all the algae will grow on you. You can never ever. We can never ever. We have to flow. And you will flow with great responsibility. You will flow with great harmony, more happiness. You will be vibrant. That's all. Aren't we all doing, working towards that? Yeah, I want to be happy. I want to be vibrant. I want to do this. This is all we are doing. But yet, oh my God, I'm like tired. I'm like this and that. Please practice this. And that's the reason, retrospection, when I was talking in response to your question, when I discovered that when it happened, and over the past 15, 16 years, every week I would just talk about it. So life has been a motion picture. And you're not afraid to confront anything. One more, last one. This is good, I like it.
Okay, this is real life example. I was here. My father expired in India. I can see him. He didn't see me. For a few years, he was coming in my dreams. I was watching him and he's crying. Like, I don't know, like I went to one temple. I said, I feel like that way. Like, so then said, you should do something to calm his soul, because maybe his soul is not peaceful. He's like roaming around everywhere. He could not see me at his last moment. So I also didn't see him. I still not feel that he's dead. I can still see him in my dreams. So is that my state of mind is calling him in my dreams, or his soul is still not satisfied?
Certain things that happen which are above and beyond the material world are very hard to explain and connect to. The energies are constantly floating. And only when you are experiencing it, those experiences that happen are very, very not planned again. They're very spontaneous experiences that is happening. If a state of mind happens to be in your mind where you get that spontaneity to say, I have to do something to calm the soul, then one of the things that you could do is every year on the death anniversary, you can do another. Offer food at a temple, offer food in a charity organization, offer food with that attitude. And then slowly you will see those vibrations that are happening inside your system diminish. And then you'll go back on your life. You'll go back. It'll happen.
I don't mind coming in my dreams, but if I see him happy, like he's happy, sitting with me, he's talking to me, I feel good that way. Oh, he's still with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do that. That's not
Just
a
do
problem.
that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Just recently, a lady's father passed away, and then one day before he passed away, he came in her dreams here, and he said goodbye to her.
Mm.
And she said, and then next day, even before she got the news, she had booked a ticket to India to go to Kerala, just 2 months ago. So certain things will happen which are above and beyond the 5 perceptions, which are very extraterrestrial in nature. You cannot explain it. Why and all those things, those are all above and beyond. And those things will always happen very spontaneously. Just go with it. It will happen. And just do the another. That kind of thing.
So when you say Annadan with attitude, what does that mean?
Another meaning, you're offering in order to satisfy the soul with the attitude that I'm giving, offering it with humbleness. A lot of people, we just do Annadan, we're here, take 108, do Annadan. You put that attitude. It's beyond every action. Actions are not important. It's the attitude behind the actions which are very important. And then you do offer it with that. And then it'll because there are a lot of times when people say, especially when we talked about people who have left Sat Pindika offerings and all those things, sometimes people don't have money, sometimes they don't have time, sometimes they're in a different place, location. So what is more important is the attitude behind it. When you have the time, when you can do it, offer it to many people, do it. When you can even just offer it to just one person, do it. Whatever that you are, don't feel ever constrained by anything. That spontaneity is what I'm talking about, that attitude behind that. Do it once a year, that's a good thing
Oh, yeah.
for the energies that are there. 7, yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
The soul is, you are tied to the body. The soul is not, so the soul is gone, so soul doesn't know the body. So what are you doing for offering to the what soul?
Soul doesn't
soul
know.
is not your father and mother's soul.
Correct.
Soul is soul.
Atma jo hai,
वो तो गई.
wo to gayi.
This energy, he is gone.
That is fine.
He is gone, whatever.
But then the state of mind which
So
is here.
it's for your satisfaction, you do it.
Correct.
But it's not satisfaction to calm the soul, you know.
That is right.
Soul is going to be still there.
Correct. It's all within your own thing. So that's the reason why whatever your state, remember at the beginning of the lecture I talked about, it is your internal state of mind. It's an internal state of mind that drives certain things. It's not the external factors at all. Krishna said Atma is there is no feelings to it, there's nothing, it's the fundamental